All right, welcome to another episode of Ballas Union. We got CP
Yo,
running all duties: guard, point, combo, small forward, point forward.
well, we know the Lakers are playing tonight, so it's not like we gonna, have everybody on the staff.
Oh, of course, of course.
He got to get his ring.
Yep, ring ceremony.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? The pettiness of the Lakers to make sure, or the pettiness of the NBA to have their first game against the Clippers.
that's how it go. And shoot, they put Kevin Durant against the Warriors.
Yeah,
Well,
you know.
really, they put the Nets by themselves because I don't know if y'all watched it.
Yeah, I was watching a couple of. I was watching some of the game. Wiggins. I don't know why he gets paid so much money. I'm trying to
Yeah,
figure that out. Great agent. Whoever his agent is, he did a great job.
probably Gordon Hayward's agent, same person.
Yeah. Man, we ain't even gonna talk about that guy. Uh back back to the starting lineup. We got Smash holding down the paint. You know what I'm saying?
Always crashing the boards.
Yep, yep. You know what I'm saying? You got me, Gio, you know what I'm saying, playing either four positions. You know what I'm saying? We're losing members. I want to say due to COVID. They're quarantined. They've been they've been exposed or might have had a scare. So that's what we're gonna go with for right now.
We got one pulling the horn on us.
Nah,
Right.
I think he's got he's doing double duty. I think he's on CNN news desk tonight.
You're
Or
right.
he's on Fox News with Tucker Carlson or somebody.
Yep. So let's start off with we always start off with baseball, but this topic is very dear to CP.
Yeah, buddy.
And saying CP always waving the Negro League flag, and the MLB finally recognized their accomplishments, stats, and records.
Yeah, bye bye Babe Ruth.
There
Sorry.
you go.
No, it's a huge deal just for the Negro League to be counted as a professional league because once you elevate them to a professional league, you elevate everything that comes with it. So the big argument that you saw a few years ago when Ichiro got his 3,000th hit and then retired was, he's gotten 3,000 in MLB, which is amazing. But if you add his hits from the Japanese professional leagues, he's at like 5,000. And that's a huge deal. But, a lot of baseball purists are like, oh, we don't know what the competition is. So you take that in today with these stats, and you got to think about all the great black players that were just coming into the league. And I'm not just talking like Jackie Robinson. I'm talking people like Willie Mays. So Willie Mays spent some time there and his stats are going up. Satchel Paige spent a lot of time there. His stats are going up. A lot of people like that. All those stats are going up. All these records are about to change. If you don't know who Josh Gibson is, look him up because he's the true home run king. Don't care who you think it is, who you believe. And that's not even a shot against Hank Aaron. But Josh Gibson was, the man, the myth, the legend, and all of the above. So do some now's the time to do some research on the Negro League because I'm excited. All these stats are about to change. All these records that we think and hold sacred are, they're out the window. So
Right.
let's get it. It's about time that we got our just due. It's long overdue. Too bad a lot of these people, have gone on, if not all of them, and they can't see, the fruits of their labor, but they still put it in. As they celebrate 100 years this year, we still got black players struggling to get to the league and get more people into the league. Maybe this helps, and if not, at least we get recognized. And even if people want to hate, now we can really point to the record books and be like, and we can entertain a lot of arguments.
Right. The biggest one I want to see is because baseball for the best pitchers always is considered Cy Young Award named after the pitcher Cy Young. But with these stats coming along or being elevated, you definitely Satchel Paige is probably the greatest pitcher of all time. And they, I believe MLB should go ahead and start considering changing the award from Cy Young to Page.
No, they're not going to do that. If it took them this long, maybe our kids will see it.
Hey, wishful thinking.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying rest on our laurels, but I'm also saying let's celebrate while we're on the run, while we're still, not taking nothing from nobody. Let's at least stop and be like, cool, we got one.
Right, right. Also, if you want some more information or some quick history lessons, I want to say from who's that country boy from Off the Record. He does
Oh,
his.
he from the cut. Yeah, I listen to him.
I mean, off the cut. What is it? Off the record, or off the cut.
He goes with Off the Record all the time, but his podcast is the cut, and then he's got a Negro League podcast too.
Right. Yeah. You guys should go definitely
You know
go
he
check
went to
that
A
out.
and T.
Huh?
You know he went to A&T.
No, I didn't know that. I just know him from off the record from that podcasting group, and then
Yeah,
he was doing his own thing on the side, and just like he does just more than just the Negro League. I just like his takes on a lot of stuff in history. But the Negro League is you definitely gotta check out that series. It's awesome. Definitely will get you up to speed for most people.
right.
Uh, I was listening to a podcast this week, and the host gave a passionate thing about the Negro League. Mentioned the Negro League museum up here in Kansas City that I got to get to. So
Cool.
I'm just shooting out a PA from Where Did I Park. I heard you on there this week.
Yeah. Yeah, the sound
So
wowed
I'm
me
gonna
out,
go check.
man. The sound wowed me out. I had to re-upload it, but hey, yeah, definitely check that one out. That's episode 68. But we all celebrating the win everywhere we're at. And if you really want a fun deep dive, look up ground rule doubles as home runs. Your home run king might have had a few ground rule doubles that they
Ooh,
counted as home runs. Kind of
okay.
like old school or little league when the ball just keep rolling or hit the fence and it's stuck and nobody calls time, so you just run around.
Right. Right.
Your man 714 might be a different number. Hell, it might be 417.
Ooh.
I don't know. Just look that one up.
Okay.
Well, moving along, the
Okay.
NBA season is back. It felt like that was the shortest off season ever.
It really felt like 2 weeks.
Yes, it did. It did. And then, like we stated earlier, the NBA was being really petty with, Clippers versus the Lakers or Lakers versus the Clippers, KD versus the Warriors. But that game, that was a rough game to watch. The Nets looking good, but man, Andrew Wiggins,
He's trash. He
man,
been trash though.
yeah, he been transferred. And people was just saying like, well, he plays for a bad team, Minnesota. Put him somewhere else, he'll be great. He'll be good. Warriors will do good for him. And I'm just seeing him out there like, man, he's just killing the entire offense.
Tonight, I'm wondering about two people. I'm wondering how Klay Thompson feels looking at this because part of him is like, oh, I wish I would have been out there with my guys. And they're probably feeling that too. But would that help when you got people like Wiggins? You got Wiseman, it's his first game, so he's still getting his feet wet. And then you got Bazemore back, and you got a whole bunch of just other fill in the blanks. So I'm wondering how he feels watching this. Like, am I winning by not playing, or am I losing by being out there or not being out there? And then I also want to see how Montrez feels when his new team gets to be out there celebrating against his old team, but he doesn't get the ring.
That's a good one.
So those are two people that I want to know how they feel tonight.
Yep. You got any feedback, Smash?
No, I mean I'm happy to see the NBA back going, but it's early. So I think it was. I'm curious to see how it's going to go. It was cool to watch them in the bubble, but it was only a select few teams that we watched. So I'm curious to see how much watching we do, with them not being in the bubble. Just what I'm saying. So I'm, Giannis didn't go to the Hawks, so I'm not really excited this season.
Right.
Yeah, you can't turn down 250 million.
Right. You can. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
talk about Giannis signing. Yeah. That amount of money you have to sign that contract. You set your you set your grandkids are set with that type of contract.
Nah, I
Talking
ain't mad.
about contracts. The NBA just been signing players at an alarming rate, and players that you don't think deserve, or players that haven't proven anything on the court are getting paid. Like Fultz got a $50 million contract. Jonathan Isaac from the Magic's got an $80 million contract.
Did he really?
Yeah. Uh,
Wow.
Kennard,
Luke Kennard from Duke
yeah,
and the Pistons, who now plays for the shoot. I don't know who we traded him to.
to Clippers, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
I want to say he got like a 50 million plus contract. It's just people getting money everywhere. Everybody's getting paid. If you didn't get paid, your agent's bad.
They got that PPP loan.
Yeah.
They got money like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's the owners. The owners are, owners are grimy. It is what it is. It's a business. So they know something that the players don't know. And I guess because of COVID, they're just pressing the players like, hey, man, you want the security? They're giving the old Scottie Pippen deal like, hey, man, just sign this contract. You be
These
set.
ain't Scottie Pippen prices, though.
With inflations, they might be. And talking about the Clippers earlier, somebody said he's from Kawhi's camp saying that West, the logo, owes him some money because he's the reason why Kawhi signed with the Clippers. And then there was apparently a allegedly leaked conversation of West talking with Kawhi or his team talking about it's a shit show over there with the Lakers, and you should come over here with us because they don't know what they're doing, and just a bunch of trash talk. Which, at the end of the day, like, what do you expect him to say? Like, you trying to sign the guy, you're saying you trying to court him. Of course, you can say the other team's bad. Like, you're not gonna say, oh, the Lakers, like, yeah, we're good, they're good too. They're, you're saying we're 1A, they're 1B. Like, no, you can say the other team's trash.
I mean, Jerry West is 85 years old. Like, he been doing this forever. You think he doing it all above board and legally and within the confines of the agreements?
No.
Nah, he doing everything he need to do. It's no similar than Pat Riley walking into the meetings and dropping his rings on the table and then be like, "Say what now?" It's the same thing, and it's worked this long, so it's just now that Kawhi is stuck on a team that probably ain't gonna win.
Yeah, they definitely ain't gonna win now.
Now they're trying to create some type of smear campaign to work his way on out.
Yep. Talking about that, what is wrong or what's going on with Kevin Porter Jr.? It seems like everywhere he goes, troubles follows him, or he just attracts trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Most recently, he just had a weapons charge and some other charges just recently dropped. But this kid, he was also, even when he was in college, he was, he got suspended at USC. USC. And they didn't say for what at first, you know what I'm saying? But at that time, there was a few other players getting suspended. But it just seems like everywhere this kid goes, he's either surrounded by trouble or attracting trouble. And then, you look into his background, he had a rough upbringing. But this player, as far as basketball wise, he could be up there with the Hardings or the Luka if he taps into his full potential. So I wonder, is this something like he needs some mental health help, or he needs to surround himself with the right type of people?
Sound like he's still about that life.
He probably need to, surround himself with the right type of people, man. A lot of times, those young guys, they come from, whatever type of background. But regardless of what background they come from, getting in there in the league, you need a mentor to kind of show you the ropes because, I think Mike Tyson said it best. You give a 18, or we'll just take the age out and call him a young guy, all this money, they ain't going to act right. And so if you were having trouble prior to coming into money, when you come into the money and you got the limelight around you, That's just another ingredient for something to happen. You know what I'm saying? So he
Just
probably
more
just need to
access.
surround himself. Is what?
Just more access.
Yep.
Yeah. More. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Most definitely. Most definitely. So college football, they got their bracket out. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
So naturally, I'm born to hate Ohio State anyway. But I don't know if I'm the right person to talk about this because what the hell, like, man. I mean, I get it. You need a Big Ten team, or you need somebody that gets butts in the seats, the virtual butts in the seats. We already made special rules for them at 5-0, get in, and now all of a sudden they're like number three. And
Yeah.
who was it? ESPN or somebody did some report that said like there's only been 11 teams that have made the playoffs since the playoffs started. So you basically got your usual every time, and you made an exception to get your usual in this time. I mean, shoot, throw a wild card in there. If there's no other year for stuff to go crazy, put it in 2020. Let Coastal in, or let them do a play in with Ohio State, because then that's their sixth game, and let Ohio State, beat them 100-0 just to make sure everybody's good. But I don't know. The playoff is about to wear itself thin with, putting the same four in every time. They're going to do something different, or they're going to have to make a bad call on purpose, let somebody in just to change it up a little bit real soon. And this would have been a perfect opportunity. So I think they screwed themselves. I mean, we all still gonna watch. Trevor Lawrence still gonna get number one. Um, yeah, I hope Ohio State loses by at least 30.
Right. Right.
I just won't watch.
Right.
I'm
I'm a. Go ahead, Smash.
no, I was just gonna say I got two things. I'm happy that Texas A&M didn't get in because of the way Jim Ho Fisher left Florida State, my team. And then the second one, as long as Florida ain't in, I'm happy as well. University of Florida, as long as they don't get in, I'm happy. But I will say this: I thought the selection, I could see Cincinnati getting in there versus Ohio State just because they played 11 games and undefeated.
Yeah,
But I look at what I think the selection did. It solidified to me that they still have the old school mentality of college football because the people that made it are the teams that used to make it back in the day.
yeah,
Your Alabama, Clemson just kind of came back up, but Clemson, Notre Dame, of course, and Ohio State. I think Ohio State really got in there. But Ohio State and Notre Dame really got in there based off of history, not of current play. What we're actually looking at. Yeah, they had some good games. They had a good season, but I just don't think that they were the two teams that should have been in there right now.
yeah. You just there's an old saying that says you can't want it for them, and America stays wanting for Notre Dame. Like
Yeah,
they
they love
stay
Notre Dame.
putting Notre Dame above people and wanting them to do it, and they put them in the ACC so they could get some extra wins and come out on top. And they still got blasted once Trevor Lawrence came back, and now they're gonna get in the playoff and get blasted again. And
It's that damn Rudy, man. That Rudy.
well, shoot, they disrespected Rudy too. If you watch the movie,
True.
shoot, he didn't get but 13 seconds of burn for a whole career. And we put him on a pedestal, and we had to make a move. We had to put an extra play in there to make it more of a good movie. And they then gave him the Michael Strahan Brett Favre sack just to make the movie sell some tickets. And man, I mean, shout out to Rocket Ismail. That's probably about it. But and what
Right.
did Tim Brown go there? Joe Montana? I don't know. But
Yep.
anyways, that's how long ago it was since Notre Dame was like good for real.
They were good. Yeah. No,
Where
I
Manti
agree.
Te'o at?
I think he's on the Bears practice squad to be exact.
I thought he was starting.
Nah, nah, nah. He's
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 already
he's
hosting
he's on
Texas.
he caught COVID from his imaginary girlfriend.
Yo,
So, but I'm a Big Ten fan, so I root for most Big Ten teams. But this was definitely this whole season for college football in itself was um, a mess, man, a mess from the start. Because you had like the Big Ten and the Big 12 unprepared and unwilling to play at first, and
mhm.
then big money talks. So, you know what I'm saying? Because the SEC they were playing regardless of what happened, and they're like, "Whoa, wait, they're gonna get all these TV deals. They're gonna get all this airtime. Okay, let's do this too. Let's play too." And then you got teams like Ohio State, they're ready to play, but then you got teams like Michigan, they ain't ready to play. They ain't trying to play.
Well, we
Uh,
suck too, so we should have took this year off.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and then it was just a mess. And like, you can't put a team that only played 5 games in the playoffs. I don't care if they're Ohio State. Saying you just can't do that. Um, and then Notre Dame. Notre Dame's always I'm a big fan of Notre Dame. Um, they're saying everybody said Notre Dame shouldn't be there, but all of a sudden everybody's an Alabama fan now. Everybody wants Alabama to win.
Now,
They
none of
always
the
want them to
teams are
win.
in the top, but what they're doing is they're setting it up for. Here's the conspiracy: NCAA is setting it up for a money grab. It's going to be Clemson and Alabama. They want that again.
Again.
So it's the same formula. It's like when 50 said Ja Rule was bad, but he came in rapping just like Ja Rule. Same formula. They just trying to sell it a different way.
Right, right. I can see that,
Because I
but
mean,
yeah,
even if Ohio State is the better team, they haven't been playing as long as all the other teams. So that's where the other teams got the advantage of because they've been playing more games. They have more games, so they're more conditioned.
right, right. But yeah, all in all, this year out of any years, they should have at least had an 8 game. I mean, an 8 teams or a 10 team playoff due to the fact that games were getting canceled here and there, and put Notre Dame versus Cincinnati and watch Notre Dame whoop them. You know what I'm saying? Talk about Cincinnati deserve a shot.
But that's okay. Give them their chance. Like even when the mid, what are they, mid majors or whatever they call, even when those schools that aren't the Alabamas, get to that level, like let them get in there and get smacked around. What's the difference? Like
Right.
if Alabama is Alabama, it don't matter. If Clemson is Clemson, it don't matter. And obviously
Yes,
they're not because once you took away the quarterback, they lost.
Yep. Yep. This is
So
true.
like put Cincinnati in there, put Coastal in there, put who was it a couple years ago? FIU or
UCF.
UCF? Yeah. Put them in there.
yeah,
Like let them catch their L and I mean people will watch. We got to stop pretending that people aren't going to watch. If you put football on the screen, somebody going to watch.
Right.
College
Especially an
football.
underdog story.
Yeah,
America
if
loves
you got a
yeah.
underdog
team
But
stories.
talking
everybody
all
wants.
this junk that they're 11-0 or we're the best team and nobody wants to see us, like put them on. Like let them go. Cuz otherwise they're going to go 12-0 and they're going to, give themselves a fake championship or whatever and we'll never know. And some team that's 10-2, is going to win just off of the name.
Yep.
Yeah, like Gio was saying, everybody loves a underdog story. So, and this time that would have been something to see, man. In this COVID era, a Cincinnati come in and give Alabama or Clemson a run at it and a good game like that would have. Hey, man, they could have changed the world. You never know.
Right.
Shock the world.
Yeah. Talk about shocking word. Dion is stealing up recruits for his
Mhm.
team. They're looking like I wish Goldie was here because he likes to talk about LSU being the DB university, but that not might be the case anymore. You know what I'm saying? So you
He'll
guys
cut
think
you
this
out.
is a yeah, you think this is good for the HBCUs or this is a bad thing of just having one powerhouse team just running through the whole thing?
I mean, my team is a powerhouse team that's been running through for the last couple of years, so it's been good for us. But the magic will soon end. That's just the game of life. But I think that we need them to win a little bit, and then it'll be good. Even still, I like the spotlight, to be honest with you. But there's also that thing in the back of your mind, like, man, y'all better win. Y'all talking all this, y'all got all these things happening. Like, y'all better win, or else there's gonna be a lot of people, doubting or talking junk about us. Unfortunately, we don't give ourselves enough slack or enough time. Um, so it's gonna have to be like a win now situation. It's not gonna necessarily be, well, oh, well, last year we had these players and we had to get them out. We had to graduate those players and kick them off and bring in our own people. It's like, yo, you here, you coming out of limos, you brought your sons on, you flipping a couple people here and there. Where the wins at?
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna
I
be.
still
It's
say,
gonna be fun.
oh, go ahead, Gio.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. What I'm saying, I really want to see what Dion and that coaching staff could do. I wish them nothing but success. What I'm saying, I want to see the shift of these athletes from what I'm saying, from these urban communities go to HBCUs instead of the PWIs. And all for the culture.
I agree.
I think it's gonna be good, man. Like I say, I think I mean, on paper it looks like Dion and Jackson State should or Coach Prime and Jackson State should run through, their conference. Um, and I think what that'll do is inspire some other NFL athletes to want to come coach over there. And I think in the next, I give it 5 years. Next 5 years, the HBCU is going to be what more people are watching on Saturdays because not only will you get a good football game, you'll get a good halftime show that you don't mind watching. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I think it's going to change the game.
I think that's going to have to come down to sponsorships and money because, um, money still talks. So if enough people can show interest in having those games, then I think that can definitely happen. And I hope, as they're getting players, I hope they're working on that as well. So you can get some sponsor to put their commercials up there so that those games get on TV, and then
Oh
you
yeah.
can get the band.
Right.
I
Right.
think they're gonna get the sponsors because of Dion himself. And
Mm-hmm.
then I don't know if y'all know, but it just got passed. I think if I'm not mistaken, where players get paid for the likeness of their name or whatever.
Oh, that's already through.
Yeah, I
Is it
think it just
official?
got passed that legislation. I think so. I'll have to double check it, but I'm pretty sure it is. Um,
Right. Right.
so if that
Yeah.
is,
Just
then bringing stuff too.
right. Right. Just touching back on the coaches. Uncle Shannon said something, saying powerful. Um, on what's that? Undisputed. He's
Mm-hmm.
like more black coaches should get the job over a lot of coaches we have now, and here's why. Skip, in the past 20, maybe even 30 years, we can't go further than that. Any football team success in the Super Bowl, whether it be both teams, defense, offense, whatever, the coaches, the reason why they have success is, because the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, that's what he's implying or alluding to. They're black, the same. But what you constantly see, the head coach of the, are being white. I'm saying, like, we could go back to Kansas City. Andy Reid been a great, or been known as a top head coach forever, but he could never get over the hump. Now that he got a black offensive coordinator, he wins a Super Bowl.
Eric B. Enemy.
You know what I'm saying? So there's some truth to what Uncle Shannon is saying. He's saying we could nitpick a whole bunch of teams. Bill Belichick, saying his coaching staff. Pittsburgh, they have Mike Tomlin. That's just a black head coach. But we could just keep going down the line.
I agree with that. I mean, but we've been known that too. So while it was profound, like what do we do from here? Shout out to Goldie again, who should be finishing up his segment, on CNN with Don Lemon. But like, we need to see some action. Like
Right,
we all know that the OCs and the DCs are the ones that have been rocking it. Um,
right. But yeah, but I
and
see.
we know that Louis Riddick been just killing time at ESPN until he can get a GM job. Like, but
Yep.
when is it going to change?
Right, and
He
that
just
man,
got
he
interviewed
had
too.
some he had
Yeah,
some
that's
great
Rooney
picks.
though. I got to see him on somebody's staff, and even if it does happen on the Lions, which I like, I'd be hyped for him. But then also like, damn, the Lions, like they're not giving you a fair try. But even still, like all that's anytime I see a black coach or a black person getting um, interviewed in the NFL, I'm just like, it's Rooney till you show me it's not.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You
So
know what I like to see? I like to see these two former coaches team up and get one of these vacant jobs in the NFL, like the Jets or something. It's Lovey Smith and Jim Caldwell.
I hope Jim Caldwell come back to the line. Man, never mind. But yeah,
You saying one a head coach and one offensive defensive coach?
Yeah, so
yeah,
Jim Caldwell is the offensive genius. You know what I'm saying? Lovey Smith is the
Yeah.
defensive genius. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to see them team up. It don't matter, saying at this point, it doesn't matter who takes the head coaching job or who takes the coordinator job. You know what I'm saying? It's just blacks working together to prove and to show, the powers that be, like, hey, read the real reason why your team won or team's winning, you know? Because if you put those two together, I guarantee they're making the playoffs every year
yeah,
in the
I agree with
NFL.
that. I mean, unless they're on Jacksonville or something like that. But yeah, other than that, I agree. But shoot, Jacksonville about to come up. They about to get Trevor Lawrence thanks to the Jets.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. Who did they beat again?
Dang, the Jets beat the Rams.
Yep. Yep. They definitely beat the Rams.
You said they're
Rams,
about to get
yeah, they definitely beat the
jumping
Rams.
over. They're gonna jump over.
Yeah, they jumped over them already.
Yep.
With the Jets loss, I forgot I was listening to it today too. But basically, if they both lose out, um, because of the nature of the losses and something else, I can't remember. Don't quote me. The Jags will have the number one spot. So the
Right.
only thing the Jags can do to blow it at this point is to win again in the next 2 weeks.
Right. I can see it happening though. I can see it happening. Talking about that, because the playoff pictures is not fully painted yet. We got some teams fighting. One of them is the Chicago Bears. The other one is the Chicago Cardinal. So it's a win-win situation for me. So the Bears next two games is against the Jaguars, week 16, and they have no intention of winning. And then week 17 is against the Packers, which by that time they probably already clinched the first round bye, and they're not going to be playing
Yeah.
starters.
Oh, y'all gonna be playing against Huntley. Is Huntley still on the backup for the Packers?
Nah, I want to see Jordan Love out there. That's what I want to see.
Oh, the guy they drafted to make Aaron Rodgers mad and play for real again.
Yeah. And then for my Chicago Cardinals, they got to play against the Rams, who just lost to the Jets. And after that, they got to play against the injury-ridden 49ers.
So they're gonna split 1-1, and y'all probably go 2-0.
Yeah,
Well,
so if
hold
the
on.
Bears,
Is the Bears Packers in Lambeau or is it in Soldier Field?
uh,
Well, not
I'm not 100% sure.
because it's still gonna be cold. But
Yeah, it's going to be cold.
Yeah.
It's going to be cold. But if it's the Packers backups and you can't beat the Packers backups, then,
that's not a
everybody should be
guaranteed
fine.
job though. We don't know what Love looks like. He could come out there and do his Matt Flynn thing. And
Hey, Aaron Rodgers was a backup.
yeah,
Right. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But, saying the Cardinals need to win out and they automatically make it. The Bears need to win out and get a Cardinals loss for them to make it. And in the AFC, that race is just anything can happen there. It's like that one will be down to week 17, waiting on every game to be finished because everything's so tight.
It's the Chiefs, the Browns, the Steelers,
The
um,
Bills,
the Bill. I forgot about the Bills.
yep. You got the Dolphins in the hunt, Oakland's in the hunt,
Yeah,
um, Ravens in the hunt.
yeah. That is pretty crazy. That's gonna be exciting.
You know, what I'm saying Indianapolis Colts. So yeah, it's a tight race. And then this is I don't know if I ever remember the Pro Bowl roster being out so early, but they
Well, because they're
definitely put
not
that
playing
up.
more.
Yeah, that's probably right. But yeah, the Pro Bowl roster is out. And do you guys have any who got snubbed, who should have made it, who's not? Let's start with the AFC.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even look.
So I'll give you a quick rundown. For quarterbacks is Mahomes, Allen, and Watson.
Okay.
Running back is Henry, Chubbs, and Jacobs. I'm trying to figure out how Chubbs made it. He missed a lot of games this year.
He on a good team for once.
Yep. Wide receivers is Hill, Diggs, Keenan Allen, and AJ Brown. I can, you
AJ.
know, yeah, AJ
Oh,
Brown been doing this thing.
yeah. I had AJ Green flag. I was like AJ Brown. My bad. My bad.
For tight end is Kelsey and Waller, which yeah, they both been dominant. You know,
Mhm.
I don't. We could skip past fullbacks and offensive line. Uh, for D ends is Garrett, Miles Garrett, Joey Bosa, and Frank Clark. Which Frank Clark been killing this year.
Hmm. Okay.
I don't see that happening. Interior lineman is Chris Jones, Cameron Haywood, and Calais Campbell. Still doing it. I think he's like 40 years old, killing.
Jeez.
Yep. And then you got your linebackers are T.J. Watt, Bradley Chubb, Leonard, Edmonds, and Judon.
Shout
Matt
out to
Judon.
Leonard. That's HBCU.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah,
And he
that
wears
guy.
shirts like this.
Huh?
And he wears shirts like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
That guy's a prototypical linebacker, man. He's an old school linebacker, or what we consider now old school linebacker. You know, saying he's a straight run stuffer, which is, you know, everybody's looking for linebackers just to pass rush now. They're all looking for the next T.J. Watt or Von Miller.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying. As far as the secondary, they got Xavier Howard, White from Buffalo, Fitzpatrick, Honey Badger, Humphrey, Gilmore. I don't know how Stephen Gilmore made it because he definitely had a bad year. And Justin Simmons.
Well, who they saying got snubbed? That don't sound like a bad roster.
No, it don't sound like a black. No, the AFC is pretty good. I just don't see how Gilmore made it and Frank Clark made it.
Those might be legacy picks. They
Yeah,
might have hold them for something last year or the year before.
yeah.
But
Now
did
the
they really make it?
huh?
I'm saying, did they really make it? Because what's been happening in the last 2 to 3 years, I'd say, all these people make the Pro Bowl game, but then they bow out, and then you got the third string person coming in to play the Pro Bowl. So that's why people hadn't been taking it serious no more, because the people that get picked like that, they bow out. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even know if they're gonna make it to the Pro Bowl.
No, there's not going to be a Pro Bowl. So this is it.
So you can't bow out this year. So even if you're on the Super Bowl team, your nod counts. You don't have to respectfully bow out. So I think that's a good thing. If
But they
anything, you
won't be
get the
playing
will.
though, right?
No, they're not playing.
No, they're not playing. So they're good. So the NFC, I definitely see where there could be some snubs at. So QBs, they got Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Kyle Murray. That's all good. That's all right. Running backs, they got Dalvin Cook, Kamara, and Aaron Jones. Uh, yeah, that's right. Now here comes the argument. For wide receivers, they got Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins. You know, they deserve it. DK Metcalf and Justin Jefferson. You know what
I'm
I'm
not
saying?
upset about it.
Yeah, but like some could say like Adam Robinson, he haven't dropped the pass all year. He got some numbers just as comparable with Jefferson. Adam Thielen, his own teammate, got better stats than Jefferson.
I might have to put Ridley over Jefferson too.
Yeah.
He had a good year.
Ridley's been
Yep.
having a good year quietly. Yeah.
Yep. So that last wide receiver spot is very. You could put a lot of people in outside of Jefferson. Jefferson's flashy. He's a rookie. He got some new dance that everybody's copying.
So I mean, are we not liking Jefferson because he's young and we feel like he can wait his turn or pay his dues, so to speak, or
Yeah, definitely. This is the NFL, so you definitely got to pay your dues. DK Metcalf is another one too, because he had some great games this year, but then he also had some games where he never showed up. So like his stats are, like he'll get like 250 yards one game, and then he won't show up the next two games.
I mean, but
That's,
if you put his quarterback in, you got to put him in by that logic because
yeah,
Russ has
I
had
got
some skunk
DK
games
on it.
now.
yeah. What was that,
I
Smash?
think DK is good. I
Okay.
think DK is good. I had to put him in there. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yep. And then tight end, it's TJ Hawkinson, and then
We got one.
yep, the Lions got one, and then Ingram from the Giants. Then you got off. Yeah, we ain't worried about that. As edge rushers, you got Cameron Jordan, Brandon Graham, and Chase Young. Yeah, can't complain about that. Deep interior line is Aaron Donald, Fletcher Cox, and Grady Jarrett. So the Falcons got one, a Pro Bowl. Your linebackers
yeah,
are.
he.
Go ahead.
Now I said he deserves. I'll give that to him.
Yeah, I'll say that. Your linebackers, you got Khalil Mack. Yeah, I don't think he deserved it. Smith, Bobby Wagner, Jason Pierre-Paul, and Fred Warner. Your defensive back is Ramsey, Alexander, Diggs, Buda Baker, Marshall Lattimore, Bradbury, James Bradbury, and Jamal Adams. And the one thing I know is this that I don't know how Lattimore made it because the Saints games I do see, that dude's always getting burnt. Like the entire, well, not just him, the entire Saints secondary is trash. The entire Saints secondary is trash.
I mean, well, if you're gonna
Say
let
it one
Ramsey
more
on the
time.
target, you
The entire Saints secondary is trash.
Thank you. Thank you. I agree with
yeah, I mean, I agree with you too. I mean, once Cody gets done with Rachel Maddow, he probably, he'll hear that. He might feel some type of way.
uh,
you. Yeah,
he feels some type of way,
he'll
but he
come on
knows
with
it's true.
with a discretion.
Cody might be trying to get in Joe Biden's cabinet or something.
Right. I hope he's making sure Stacey Abrams get a seat. You know what I'm saying? Or a cabinet seat or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Uh, but yeah, that's it for the Pro Bowl roster.
Whoa, 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 whoa! You forgot somebody, Gio.
Well, let me get special teams.
Just call my man out. Call my man. Come on,
I don't even know how to say his name.
Young Ho, baby,
Oh,
Young Ho. That Young Ho is cool.
oh, the young
Young
Hulk.
Ho, cool. That
Yeah.
Young Ho, cool.
Oh man.
Oh man. So I think
He's right over there.
right. Well, I passed over special teams on both sides. Even though another Bears player made it, Cordell Patterson, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
But also, I don't know if this ever happened before, but this game been I don't know. I heard about this game for the last 10 years. How this supposed to be the next best game in the history of gaming history. And it's called Cyberpunk 2077, and it came out, and everybody it had all this hype. You know, what I'm saying it had all these it was sold out in pre-sales. It had these collector's edition that cost $250, and it was supposed to be one. I really don't know what the game is about or what you're supposed to do in the game.
Right.
Um, so that's like that. It's like some kind of futuristic post-apocalypse where you could change your body parts and stuff like that. I don't know. I guess you're a cyborg. I guess you're not a cyborg. You just run around collecting parts. It's supposed to have like a lot of Easter eggs, which is that pulls in a lot of gamers. Like, oh look what I found. Well, it used to be back in the days, but not now with the YouTube era, is you don't get the same thrill.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was supposed to be so like a next gen console. It says you could run it like this on a PlayStation 5, but you can't run it the same way on the Xbox. You got to run it a different way on the Xbox.
Mm.
On PC, it runs good or it runs great, but you got to have like a graphic card that costs like over $1,000 just to enjoy that. And then if you go to where the game is made for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, so it's not made for the next gen console. But yet it plays better on the next gen console than it does on the regular or current gen console. And it's so bad on current gen console that they're starting issuing refunds. Like you could take the disc back to Target or Best Buy, they give you your money back. It's so bad that the PlayStation Store is giving refunds, and they're notorious for never giving you back a refund, regardless of what happened. Like, oh, you download the game, no refund for you. It's so bad that the PlayStation Store are giving out refunds, and they booted the game out the PlayStation Store. Like, you cannot buy a digital version of that game anymore on PlayStation.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I don't know if this ever happened. This is like, to me, this is like the first of its kind, and a game like this ever happened, especially a game that on its pre-order sales, like they sold so much that their costs are like they made enough money to make a part 2 and a part 3.
Gee.
Yeah. So
you said it sucks on PlayStation 4?
And that's what it's made for. It's made for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, Xbox One X, whatever code Xbox using these days. The game was made for current gen. It's not made for next gen, but it runs better on next gen if you do like on PlayStation. You got to run it on performance mode, and then on like Xbox, you got to run it on efficient mode. Like it's like you got to tweak your system or you tweak your console just to make the game playable.
Gee.
Won't be getting that.
Nah, definitely not.
Yeah.
It
So
ain't
I think
worth it.
that's a first. That's definitely a first. First of its kind, or something like that. I don't think I ever seen or heard a game like saying, especially with this much hype and this much, and this game been in production for, like I said, like a decade.
Mm. That just means I'm old. I don't know about
Yeah.
The only game I know that I like that is like the game Detroit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a good game.
Graphics.
Yep. Now this game is supposed to be an open world, or like you're supposed to be able to do like interact with everybody and stuff like that. Like I guess you could compare it to like a Grand Theft Auto or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know too much about the game. I just know it's trash. They're issuing out refunds, so. And then the gaming community is all giving them a pass and waiting for the so-called update. Mind you, this game got delayed. Like this game was supposed to be out like last year and just keeps getting delayed. And now they said just wait for this patch. We're gonna make everything right after this patch. We're gonna put one out in January. We can put another one out in February. So I'm like, so we gotta wait for 2 patches?
Should sound like the vaccine.
Yeah. Exactly. So it might be. I don't know. I never seen something like this. It's crazy. I'm just a Madden and 2K guy, so.
I'm just a Switch guy, so.
Right. Switch. I'm trying to see what new games they came out with.
I do need a
Nothing
game to
crazy.
play for Christmas because my daughter keep telling me go get Mario Kart or Mario Party so we can play for the Christmas holiday.
Oh
She
They
yeah,
just
you
want
got
me to go spend.
right.
can
You know they got that bundle over there at Target. You get both games for $100.
yeah, and then you can download
Both
them
what?
later, play with the kids.
Yep.
Hmm,
I would
might
say,
have to get that one.
yeah, I will say I'm excited about talk about Mario Kart. I am excited about the Mario Kart Live.
Yeah,
So I got that for my son for Christmas.
it looks
So
pretty cool.
yeah, so hopefully it is cool. Hopefully it's everything I'm expecting it to be because I'll be highly disappointed if it's not.
You're gonna have to give me the replay on that one to let me know if I need to get it.
Right. Definitely give it up. Yeah, next time we get on, I'll get a full review on it because I'm gonna be setting up Christmas Eve. I'm gonna be up all night setting up all their gifts,
Right.
building all their stuff. So definitely doing that. But on that, oh, also, man, anybody have any luck getting PlayStation 5s?
I thought I thought mine was right there back behind you.
I
You
got
on the
you,
floor
man.
right there. I
Shit,
was
he
I
can
got
get
to figure.
another one. He might as well get that one. Go ahead, get that one to smash. You can get
Yeah,
another
I get
one.
another one. I got another one on standby. I got another one. It's another
Gio
one in the
one.
mail.
Gio know when to get them. I don't know how he get them. I keep
Right.
getting them in my basket as far as I get.
That's why I
Yeah,
feel like he should just give you his. He got it already. He'll get another one.
yeah. Yep. Also, I've been getting a lot of Xboxes as well too.
That's because nobody
Hey,
wants.
what? Somebody said who play Xbox?
Somebody I word on the street is weirdos and kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
But the person who said that is the person that bought the Xbox.
right.
Hmm.
So,
Okay.
so,
Hey, that person not here.
right. He's
That
probably
person
setting
on
up
with
his
Rosie
Xbox.
Martin right now.
Oh man, so
Olivia
on
Pope.
that, yeah. So Smash, you got any closing remarks?
Yeah, man. Just what I'm saying, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody. If we ain't back on here before then. 2020 has been a time to reflect. Some good, some bad have come out of both. But I just reflect on the positive and the good. So we're all here. We're all here today doing this podcast. People are listening. If your family members are still here, man, count it as a win. And like I said, enjoy your family these holidays. Sit back, play the Switch, PS5 if you got one, and and then just enjoy, man. Because you know what I'm saying. This book of life, man. You never know what you're gonna find in that next chapter.
Very true.
CP.
Um, I don't know. I think the biggest thing about all the topics that we talked about today was recognition. Ohio State wants to be recognized. The big schools want to be recognized. The small schools want to be recognized. The Lakers want to be recognized. The Nets want to be recognized. The Pro Bowlers want to be recognized. Yada yada yada. All that stuff. Um, recognition is cool, but if you just do the work, it'll take care of itself. Um, I mean, the new season started right after the old one ended. So yeah, the Lakers are the champs, but it's a new season. So cool, you got your 15 minutes, you got your recognition, but it's time to work. So make sure you celebrate on the run. It's one of my favorite sayings, and it's still legit. So enjoy yourself, celebrate, have fun, be happy over this Christmas holiday. Hanukkah's ending, Kwanzaa's about to begin, and everything else in between. Just enjoy it, and then gear up. And new season starts January 1. Might have the same players, might have the same defense, aka COVID, but we got new game plans, new game plays, and smarter strategies. We got out of 2020. Now it's time to attack 2021. So celebrate on the run, get your recognition when it comes. Don't fight for it.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm just hoping for a new normal or a normal or something back to normal. All these restrictions and protocols and social distancing with COVID. At this point, we got the vaccines. They're pushing the vaccines out, so hopefully that'll bring us back to normal. Cause man, I had a trip at Walt Disney, and it
Mm.
just made it. It just made it. We just had to take a few more extra steps and made it. Try to take away from the magic and the joy of Walt Disney and Disney World because of COVID. Like one of the biggest things we went there was a meet and greet with Minnie Mouse because my daughter loves Minnie Mouse, and we was unable to do that because of COVID.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? So I just hoping for a new normal or something back to reality. You know what I'm saying? Let's get out of this twilight zone, and we're out.